4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register and appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to talk to Berea Community football coach Frank Parks Jr. We were hoping to have him here in the studio, but he's been out of town, a little family business this weekend. His daughter's playing in some tournaments up in Indiana, so we're going to get him on a Zoom call here in a bit, but do look forward to talking to him so we can highlight Berea Community's big win this past Thursday over Eminence, the Pirates' first district victory in more than 8 years. So we look forward to talking to Frank here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we like to start off the show the same way we always start off the show, with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And we'll start off with high school football. 3 games in the county this past weekend, and we got 3 victories. So second time this season that's happened. It doesn't happen all that often around these parts, so it's awesome when it does. So we're going to walk you through all 3 games here, and we're going to start off with Berea Community. They played Eminence on Thursday down at Dewerson Stadium in Berea and picked up a 43-12 win, first district victory since October 19th, 2014. That was 31 straight district losses before the big win over Eminence on Thursday. Emil Cruz, 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving, and 1 on a kickoff. And it was Jason Coburn throwing 2 touchdown passes, running for another. Cody Roberts had a touchdown catch. And it was 22-6 at the half. Berea took control early, and they moved to 3-5 on the season, 1-1 in the district. The Pirates started off the year 0-3, but they've won 3 of their last 5 since. And they are now 1-1 in the district, which is huge because they go to Frankfort on Friday night, and the winner of that game will be the number 2 seed in that district and will play host to a first-round playoff game in a couple of weeks. So we'll talk a little bit more about this with Coach Parks here in just a minute, but congratulations to the Pirates. That program is moving in the right direction, and it's been a long time since that district went October 19th, 2014 against Lynn Camp. The other 2 games were on Friday night. And we'll start off down at Madison Southern, where they were playing host to district rival West Jessamine on senior night, and it was a dominating performance from the Eagles, 43-15 over West Jessamine. The Colts came into this game with one of the best offenses in Class 5A in the state. Over the past 4 games, they had combined to score 200 points. But Southern did not allow an offensive touchdown in this game. Both West Jessamine scores came on kickoff returns, and it was Juan Rodriguez and Cade Sullivan with 2 rushing touchdowns each. Lucas Mullins with a rushing touchdown, and Stephen Whitehead with a touchdown as well. It was 14-7 at the half, and touchdowns by Rodriguez and Sullivan in the third quarter helped the Eagles pull up to a big lead and pull away for an emphatic victory. And after the game, our buddy Russ Carson had a chance to talk to Coach Mark Payne.
All righty, we're here with Coach Mark Payne. First of all, congratulations on a spectacular win tonight.
Thank you. It's a big win for us. Puts us in 3 seed in the district. So now we'll know who we're playing first round. Whoever loses the Southwestern Pulaski game next week, give us a little rematch, and we have we're wanting that matchup. So we've been hoping to get it.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, the biggest thing for me for the ball game is, they're averaging scoring 40 points a game. 40 points a game. Coach, they didn't score 1 offensive touchdown.
Coach Kirk had a great defensive game plan this week, and this may have been the most locked in we had seen our players all week. They came to work every single day. The mental preparation was great. We were out of school, so we did some kind of like Zoom chat type deals, watched some film together. We had a lot of good learning this week.
Absolutely. I think I don't know if they even got on the opposite side of the field at all. So
I can't say if they did or not, but I remember I was thinking they've only had a couple of first downs, there in the third quarter up to that point. I'm not sure if they got anything in the fourth quarter, but it was all together from start to finish is the best 4 quarters of football we've put together all year.
Absolutely was. What do you think the reason is for that? I guess you said a lot of great Zooms and meetings and things like that, but I obviously I'm a huge fan, kind of thing. Been around this team a long time, but I've never seen them offense, defense click so well like they did tonight.
Well, I think one of the big things is we played a gauntlet early on with Southwestern, Pulaski County, GRC, Collins, Madison Central, very good football teams. And the guys had a chance to kind of, put their head down and just pack it up. But, we told them, hey, all these teams that we've lost to, on the season, they've only combined for 4 losses. So, we're at a position where, if we want it bad enough, let's turn the tables and let's start doing it the right way, and we've done that.
And what a perfect week for a bye week after being on such a high. What a perfect week to lick your wounds a little bit and prepare for the rest of this.
Absolutely, our guys are needing it. After we've played all these games, it hasn't felt like we've had any time to rest or get anybody kind of healthy. We had a lot of guys that were banged up at the beginning of the year and they're back, and now we're getting some other guys banged up. So it's going to be good. We're still going to come out and work all week and get some good preparation in, but at the same time, we're going to be smart and get these guys as much rest and recovery as possible.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say, Coach?
Hey, appreciate everything you all do, and let's go get a couple more.
All right, go Eagles. Yeah, man.
Well, that big victory moves the Eagles to 3-6 on the season, 2-2 in the district, and likely locks up the number 3 seed in the district, depending on what happens next week with all the rest of the teams. But that would likely mean that the number 3 seed in that district, so you probably get either Pulaski County or Southwestern in the first round of the playoffs. But it was still a great night for everybody, especially the seniors on that team. And afterwards, our buddy Russ also got a chance to talk to Stephen Whitehead.
All right, we're here with one of the toughest Madison Southern Eagles in history, Mr. Stephen Whitehead, buddy. What do you got to say about tonight?
We came out and played our assignment. We executed the ball on offense and defense. They didn't score a single point on offense. That's a team averaging 35 points a game on offense.
No, you're wrong. Actually, 40 points a game they're averaging. Believe that? 40 points a game.
Not after this game.
Not after this game. What happened tonight? Because folks that are looking at the game on paper, we're thinking that, oh my gosh, this is going to be a shootout between the two teams, and you guys flat out shut them down defensively. And I know you're one of the defensive leaders. How did that happen?
The last couple of weeks we've had guys out. We've not been fully healthy. We got everyone back. We got the team dynamic going. Everybody trusts everybody. So you do your assignment, you trust the other guys going to do his assignment, and it's working out. All of our guys are healthy. We're executing assignment football.
It worked out that quarterback of theirs is one of the best football players in the state of Kentucky right now, and has some offers coming his way and things like that. And he got real frustrated in the first quarter. What happened there?
He didn't have nowhere to go. We played good coverage. He couldn't know when to throw to, and then our defensive line stepped up and our linebacker stepped up, and he didn't have no gaps to run in. He did a little bit, but not as much as he's been doing.
Did we change anything offensively this week?
We ran the ball a little bit more. Just keep sticking with what working. It worked last week. We stuck with it this week, and it's working. So.
Yeah, and I know that they're kind of keeping you in reserve a little bit there in the backfield and things. And I know you got a lot more carries in you. You're saving it for deep in the season. How's your health right now?
I've never been healthier.
Absolutely,
I've been.
Absolutely. What was your favorite play of the night?
I'll probably score that touchdown down there, and I went over there and fist bumped my dad in the end zone.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Absolutely. And anything else you want to say before we take off?
Who do we have next? Franklin. We're going to beat Franklin County in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got the bye week there. And what people want to know is who's tougher, you or your brother? Your brother's all wrestling right now at Bethany College. Who's tougher?
He calls me every night crying in bed. I mean, I'm definitely tougher than him.
I know he misses you, buddy. All righty. Well, look forward to seeing you back on the field in 2 weeks, man.
Hope so.
All right. Well, I appreciate Russ Carson hanging around afterwards and getting some videos for us. There are a bunch more videos. Russ took like 4 videos. He knows those kids so well, And so I think he interviewed Juan Rodriguez and Caleb Johnson as well. So those are all up on our Facebook page and our social media accounts if you want to go check those out. But very happy for those seniors to go out with a win, which would, on what might be their last home game on that field. There's still a possibility they could be the 2 seed if some things happen, but more than likely they will be the 3 seed moving forward. But Southern is off this week. The only open week of the season for them, and they'll finish out the regular season next Friday on the road against a good Franklin County team. Up here in Richmond, it was Madison Central moving to 7-1 on the season, 2-0 in the district with a 27-14 win over their ancient rivals from Clark County. It was Brady Hensley with 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. He had 32 carries for 180 yards, 2 catches for 34 yards, and that young man looks like he is back at 100% after that nagging ankle injury kept him out for about a month. But he looks fantastic. Madison Central, 361 yards of total offense while holding GRC to just 224. And this result, coupled with the fact that Bryan Station beat Oldham County on Thursday, sets up the big showdown. Madison Central and Bryan Station for the district championship Friday night in Lexington, 7:30. Me and Randy will be there with the tailgate, the pregame tailgate show, so come out at 6:30 and say hello. We've done quite a few tailgate shows at Bryan Station over the years. We did one last year in the playoffs. So those 2 teams played twice last year. Bryan Station won the regular season matchup. Central won the playoff matchup, obviously. And so it'll be a big time showdown up there on a Friday night. And this is for the district championship, because once again, the KHSAA has changed the rules, where in the past couple of years where you played inside your own district in the playoffs, the district champ was the team that advanced out of the playoffs from your district. But now you're back to that cross-pollination thing again, where you're playing another district in the first couple of rounds. So this will be for the district championship, and then you go on from there and play for a region championship once you get into the playoffs. But a great overall win for Central on Friday night. They were down 3 offensive linemen. They had some other people that were out, but kind of gutted it out, and it was 21-0 at the half, and forced 4 turnovers. And afterwards, I got a chance to talk to Madison Central coach Mike Holcomb.
We're here with Coach Mike Holcomb after a 27-14 win over GRC. Congratulations, Coach.
Well, thank you. We're real proud to get a district win, a second district win, and pretty much assures us at least 1 home playoff game. So big win for us, and real proud of our kids tonight.
Yeah, afterwards you got them gathered around in the end zone there. You grabbed your sweatshirt and you said, "I want another one of these sweatshirts." So you're 1 step away from that. We're setting up the big showdown with Bryan Station next week.
Yeah, we put ourselves in a situation to take care of our own business, take care of our own destiny, and that's all you can ask for, really. So, but it's just been we had some people out again, but I will say these guys. He's talking about number 42, Indians, touchdown! So we had our guys are going to play well that I always do, but Jonathan Pope and Tavion Kirby and Landon Brock really stepped up big. Some guys that hadn't played a whole lot on the offensive line, and stepped up and did a great job. So I'd like to mention them 3 guys, and of course our playmakers, they show up every Friday.
Yeah. I mean, with those 3 guys in there on the offensive line, the offense was great in the first half. Just marching down the field, picking up yards in chunks.
Yeah, I thought we executed very well, and we made some good plays, and we were in sync good, and we just never could get in sync the second half, just because they just kept bringing it back, and they're not pretty good. But I was just that we couldn't get in sync. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and at the end there, all of a sudden, it's a 13-point game, but they get the ball back, and your defense has to come up with a great goal line stand, and they delivered.
Oh, yeah, Coach Blair, and like I told him, Coach Blair, Coach Smoot, Coach Minner, Coach Chapman, and Coach Hensley, those guys do a great job, and they had those kids believing in her, and they worked. Actually, they really work on that situation, and they stepped up and made a lot of great plays with it, and just so proud of our kids tonight, the way how hard they played.
All right, well, it's a big matchup next week at Bryan Station. We'll see you there, Coach.
All right, well, I always appreciate Coach taking the time to talk to us afterwards. This was a game that was it ended up being 27-14, but GRC did get the ball back late. Hagen Harrison threw a touchdown, and the Cardinals were right there, first and goal with about 5 minutes left. If they would have been able to punch it in, this would have got very interesting. But the Madison Central defense stood tall with a goal line stand to keep the Cardinals out of the end zone and to keep the score 27-14. And after the game, I had a chance to talk to quarterback Hagan Harrison and Parker Mullins.
We're back here at Tomahawk Valley, where the Indians have picked up a win over longtime rival GRC. Parker Mullins, Hagan Harrison, congratulations, guys. Well, Hagan, the offensive line had some guys out tonight, but some other guys stepped up, and especially in the first half, the offense worked really well.
Yeah, I know. We've all season we've had people stepping up, so we weren't really worried about that. And the people that did step up tonight on the line did a really good job, and I'm forever proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, Brady's back in there, and he looks like Brady again, man.
We're finally getting our team back together. Finally, it only took half the season, but we finally got our team back, so we're feeling good right now.
And you guys on defense, man, just keep eating people up. You had a big interception right there at the end of the half, and you guys like to hit, like to fly around, and like to keep them out of the end zone.
Oh yeah, we love to. You know, Coach Blair, he gets us ready every game, so it's big. Coaches are a big part of it. They help us every week, and we're always ready. Best game plan.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a cakewalk in the second half, but then they get an interception, and you guys all of a sudden have to come up with a goal line stand. So talk about that last series there.
Most of the time you go let down, you go on. They had about second and goal from like the 2, and we just D-line just kept getting penetration. We just had to stop and win the game.
Yeah, and
I'll have something to add on that. Even though I threw the interception and I put them in that spot, my D, they always got our back, and I love that about them. So
yeah, they always come back, man.
Yeah.
And like Coach said, you know, district championship on the line next week. You guys in Bryan Station. It seems like it's always a battle. You got to go up there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there will be. Can't wait for it.
All right, we'll see you up there, man. Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Once again, Madison Central now 7-1 on the season, 2-0 in the district. District championship on the line Friday night up in Lexington. Indians against Bryan Station, 7:30, and we'll be there to tell you all about it. So, all right, one other football note, EKU football home on Saturday night in a very interesting matchup with Sam Houston State team, who is going up to the FBS during that transition period, and they'll be joining Conference USA next year. A heck of a game, though. Colonels were down 10-0, came back 17-16 lead after Parker McKinney hit Jaden Higgins on a 2-yard touchdown pass with 1:01 left. But that gave the Bearcats just enough time to get down the field. They were aided by a controversial, we'll say, pass interference call, and then a big 25-yard pass play set up a short field goal with 3 seconds left. And then some craziness ensued there at the end, which led to some debate on social media about what the actual score of the game was, because the field goal made it 19-17. The Bearcats kicked off. EKU got the ball. They tried to do the lateral thing. It rolled into the end zone. Sam Houston State covered it. It's a touchdown. Technically, EKU loses 25-17. I guess it's a loss either way. It doesn't really matter what the score was. 3-3 on the season for EKU. Back at home this weekend. Big homecoming matchup with North Alabama, a game they really, really have to have. North Alabama is sitting there at 1-5. But that's an A-Sun game, and so that'll be a big, big matchup for those guys. And there's all kinds of fun stuff going on around they're going to open the dog back up, and they're honoring Ma Kelly and a bunch of good stuff. So if you're an old school Colonel fan, you'll remember the dog back in the day. But so they're having some fun stuff around all that. But they will play North Alabama this weekend at home for the big homecoming showdown. And I'm guessing once again Bruno Wassertal won't show up once again this year. So it's an inside joke. I post that story every year, though, and I'll post it again this year. An EKU homecoming tradition that in the first half they call out for Bruno Wassertal over the PA at Roy Kidd Stadium. So, well, moving on to high school soccer, and the high school soccer season in Madison County did come to an end this past week, but not without some excitement. We had a whole week full of soccer action. The 11th region tournament got underway on Monday and ran all the way till Saturday, and so we'll start off with the good side of it, because on the girls' side, for the second straight year, Madison Central and Madison Southern both advanced to the region semifinals. So we'll take you through it round by round. On Tuesday night, the first rounds were held at the various sites around the region. Madison Southern played host to Franklin County, and Madison Central was on the road against Henry Clay. Both teams obviously picked up wins. Madison Southern beating Franklin County 3-2 with Sydney Hawker with a pair of goals, including one late in the game to give Madison Southern the win. It's so amazing to think about the fact that Madison Southern's girls had never won a game in the 11th region tournament until last year. And so they picked up a first-round win last year to get to the semifinals for the first time, and they did it again this year. So after the game, we had a chance to talk to Coach Katie Kress, Ashley Pizzula, and Sydney Hawker. We're back here at Madison Southern High School where the Lady Eagles are heading to the semifinals of the 11th Region Tournament for the second straight year. Ashley Pizzula, Katie Kress, and Sydney Hawker. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Coach, you were just saying with the team, you guys had never gotten to the semifinals before last year, and now you're going back for the second straight year. How cool is that?
It's great. I think we finally got that monkey off of our back, and so now it's not something that we just expect it to happen now.
Yeah, Ashley, you guys were up 2-0. It seemed like it's pretty comfortable, but they get a PK and a goal, and all of a sudden it's 2-2. Kind of what was the mindset out there?
It was definitely brought down a few pegs, but we stepped it up. So.
Yeah, I got kind of tight there late, Sydney, and she sent you a great ball. Kind of walk us through that last goal there.
Yeah, it was an accident too. I was like.
You kind of body it in. Is that what it was?
My knee.
Yeah. Hey, it still counts, right? That's all that matters. But yeah, to be up 2-0 and then they come back and tie it, your kids showed a lot of grit and heart.
They had to show a lot of mental toughness in that game because that was not what we were expecting to happen. So the fact that they stepped it up and kept pushing forward and were getting shots off all the way through the end of the game, they definitely showed how bad they wanted to win this game.
Well, you're aiming for her knee, right? When you crossed it to her, that's what you were. Yeah. That's very what you want, right? Yeah. Well, not to bring you guys down, but you do have to face Lexington Catholic on Thursday. But obviously it's a tough challenge. But to win this thing, you got to go through some of the best teams in the state.
That's right. They don't call it the 11th region for nothing.
Yeah. That's tough. All right. Well, congratulations. We'll see you guys Thursday.
Thank you.
It's a 3-2 victory for Madison Southern on Monday night at home over Franklin County to get them into the 11th region semifinals for the second straight year. Also on Monday night up in Lexington, it was Madison Central picking up a tough, hard-fought 2-1 win on the road over Henry Clay to get them back into the 11th region semifinals. Peyton Artery and Natalie Connect with the goals there, which set us up for the semifinals on Thursday up at Paul Lawrence Dunbar. The opening game of the night was Madison Central taking on Great Crossing, and this one turned out to be a good one. All the scoring came in the first half. Central got an early goal from Kennedy Stevenson. Great Crossing evened it up. Then Natalie Connect scored to make it 2-1, and that's where it would end. 2-1 victory for Madison Central. Becca Gordon, in goal, had 4 saves. And it put Madison Central back into the region final for the first time since 2015. And afterwards, we got a chance to talk to Coach Stephen Nash, Presley Lockmuller, and Becca Gordon. We're here at Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School where the Lady Indians have picked up a 2-1 win over Great Crossing in the semifinals of the 11th region tournament. Goalie Becca Gordon, Presley Lockmuller, and Coach Stephen Nash. Congratulations, guys and girls.
Thank you.
First time into the region final since 2015 for you guys. It was a battle out here tonight. You had a 2-1 lead for the half, and they controlled possession for almost the entire second half, Coach.
Yes, absolutely. They did. Tough game, didn't know how it was going to play out, but, we sort of toughened up and played through it and was able to pull it out.
Yeah, and this defense has been so great all year. You're, I think, the 9th ranked defense in the state, and only gave up the 1 goal tonight, and that was off a corner. So, they've done it for you all year, and they did it again, led by Presley and Callie and a bunch of Emily and a bunch of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, defensive wise, we've been very strong, and congratulations to these guys for just playing through it and defending strong and holding on to that 2-1 win.
Yeah. And the goalie too. Don't forget about the goalie too. But both of you guys, the second half they had the ball on your side of the field almost the entire half. They had 1 hit off the crossbar. So just kind of talk about what the second half was like for both you guys.
It's very stressful. I've said before, the crossbar and the post are the keeper's best friends, and tonight that was definitely true. But I gotta trust my defense, and the defense gotta trust me. And even though there's sometimes miscommunications, we're able to work through it and still get together.
Yeah, impressive. You guys did drop some extra defenders back there near the end, trying to protect the lead, but you gotta do what you gotta do and got the W.
Yeah, we put 5 back, and we ran with it. We knew that if we locked it down, which is what we do best, we'd come out with a win, and thankfully we did.
Yeah. All right, well, you could probably Lexington Catholic on Saturday, which would be a heck of a challenge, but if you're going to win a region championship in the 11th region, you're going to have to beat
someone probably ranked in the top 5 to do it. So
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we'll get ready tomorrow for Catholic, and hopefully we can give them our best.
all right, congratulations. See you guys.
All right, it was a great victory, hard-fought victory for those girls, and great crossing. Really possessed the ball for most of the second half, but that stingy Madison Central defense really came through. And the second game on Thursday night, the other semifinal, obviously a tough matchup for Madison Southern, taking on number 2 Lexington Catholic, who had not lost since the opening game of the season and had only allowed 11 goals on the entire year. I mean, the Lady Knights have just been dominant. But Claire Kress in goal for Madison Central, or Madison Southern. She stood on her head. She made a bunch of saves and even sought a penalty kick in the first half. Had 20-something saves, but it just wasn't enough. The Eagles could not generate any offense, and it was a 5-0 victory for Lexington Catholic. Madison Southern season ends at 10-7-1, and that set up a matchup between Lexington Catholic and Madison Central in the district or the region championship. And of course, we said the Indians hadn't been there since 2015, and the last time they got there, they played and lost to Lexington Catholic. So it was a rematch of that game. And this was once again just Lexington Catholic, just too much for everybody else in this region and maybe in the state. They rolled to an 8-0 victory over Madison Central in the region championship game. Mary Martin Hampton with 3 goals, 24th consecutive win from Lexington Catholic, 4th consecutive region title. Madison Central finishes the season at 14-4-3, but it was a great season for them. Just a disappointing ending, but Lexington Catholic is just heads and tails better than everybody out there, and the Indians tried early to get a few offensive chances, and Catholic ran out to a 7-0 halftime lead, and it was over from there. So on the boys' side of the 11th region tournament, unfortunately, have to report that Madison Central and Madison Southern were not able to get past the first round. Both first-round games were played on Monday, and it was a 2-1 loss to Lexington Catholic for Madison Southern down in Berea, and a 2-0 loss to Frankfort on the road for Madison Central. In the Southern Lex Cath game was Hayden Jakubowski with a goal late that got them back into the game. It was 2-0. And then he scored in 18-20 left to get him back in it. Corbin Kimball with 5 saves. But it was Lexington Catholic 2-1 moving on into the semifinals. And up in Frankfort, it was Frankfort scored just before the half, and they added a late goal as well to pick up a 2-0 victory over Madison Central. Thomas Fairchild played really well in net for Madison Central. Even stopped a penalty kick about 30 minutes in, which kept the game scoreless. Madison Southern's season comes to an end with 16-4, and Madison Central finishes up 9-11-1. And it was Paul Lawrence Dunbar who went on to win the 11th region tournament again this year. They played, they ended up playing Frederick Douglass in the championship game over here at Madison Central on the turf field on Saturday afternoon, and that game went to a shootout. It was a terrific game. I was over at Dunbar watching the Central Catholic game, and everybody was on their phones looking at what was happening with the boys' game. But it was Dunbar picking up another region championship in that one as well. So, all right. Well, we got only had one high school volleyball match this past week. This was the final week of the regular season, but with a lot of both the county schools being on fall break and some other things, we only had one game between the 4 schools, and it was Madison Central suffering a 3-1 loss on Thursday up at Paul Lawrence Dunbar, 25-15, 18-25, 25-17, 25-16. Avery Rigney with 13 kills and 13 digs. Journey Mezendorendino 15 digs, and Lily Dobbins with 19 digs. 24-9 is the Central's record as they finish up the regular season, and that leads us up to what's going to happen the next 2 nights. The 44th District Volleyball Tournament down at Berea Community. Monday the semifinals, Tuesday the finals. So the matchups for tomorrow night are Model versus Madison Central at 6 p.m. and Madison Southern versus Berea Community at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday championship game at 6 p.m. Of course, we'll be there to give you all the coverage of that and lots of video interviews and all kinds of good stuff. So we'll look forward to that as Madison Central tries to defend their district title. All right, few little cross-country notes here. The region cross-country races are this coming weekend, but we did have a few things to tell you about. Madison Central's Abby Beal finished 21st at the middle school state championships on Saturday. And the model cross-country team was at the Woodford County Invitational on Saturday. And it was J.D. Balzer finishing 46th in the girls' race, and Theodore Mott finishing 64th in the boys' race. So that's about all we got for you this week as things start to wind down. We got golf's out of the way now, soccer's out of the way, volleyball will be up. We head into their postseason next. Cross country into their postseason.
Kiera O'Shea didn't win anything this week?
She didn't compete this week.
Okay. I figured she would have some every week.
If we didn't say her name, then she didn't compete. That's why we didn't say her name. If she steps foot on a cross country track somewhere, she's probably won it. So we'll be at the volleyball on Monday and Tuesday. And then on Friday night, just the two high school football games this week, Berea at Frankfort, Central at Bryan Station, EKU football at home on Saturday night. So, like I said, things starting to pare down a little bit here as we turn the corner and start thinking about basketball already. But lots of good stuff left to come. Obviously, all three of our high school football teams are going to make the playoffs. Obviously, Madison Central, Madison Southern volleyball teams certainly could make some noise in the 11th region. And Kiera O'Shea and likely win another state championship as well. So we got lots of stuff still to come before we turn to hoops season. So we're coming up here in just a minute. We're going to get Frank Parks Jr. on the Zoom. We're going to talk about Berea Community's big win over Eminence this past week. So stay tuned.
Miserandino here with IHOP and Partner Destination Athlete, presenting Aiden Howard with his Pancake Block of the Week, second time this year, t-shirt, 52 weeks of pancakes again, and your $10 gift card.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
Here with IHOP and Partner Destination Athlete, presenting the excellent player of the game against Denbar to Riley Campbell and Journey Miserandino. Congratulations, ladies.
Well, we are joined on the Zoom here by Berea Community Coach Frank Parks Jr. I know it's been a busy weekend for you, Coach. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. But I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah. You've been up in Evansville, Indiana. Your daughter's in a softball tournament up there?
Yes. We was up here in a 2-day tournament. So we came up here Saturday morning and just finished up a little bit ago.
How'd you do?
Not too bad. We lost in the semis. Was up 4 runs in the last inning and kind of got away from us.
All right. Well, it's been a big week for you then. The big win on Thursday over Eminence, 43-12, and so you've been a very busy man.
Yeah, it was big for the program, big for the guys on the team because I've been telling them that. We had opportunity to do some things that haven't been done in a while if they just kept working and being intentional about being focused. And we came out and played well, handled our business and, focused on little things and didn't do some of the things I've done in previous games that have cost us some close games. And we executed pretty well this past Friday night.
Yeah. I think you told me last year that the very first meetings you had with your team, the players came up and said, we have to the district to break this losing streak. So I think it's something that has been kind of hanging over everybody's heads down there for a long time. 8 years is a long time. Those kids were in elementary school last time they won a one.
Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.